What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Porter VN1 VC for coming through and boosting up the coin. You best believe it. So we got some breaking news right now regarding Canelo, Carrot Top Alvarez, and Terence Bud Crawford. We've done a few videos over the last few weeks, but things are kind of coming together now, so it's worth doing a rerun on. Crawford and Canelo got into a beef online as well. Canelo made some comments saying, listen man, well, he was, you know what he's like, he's got that kind of respectful Mexican English about him. But he said, listen man, Crawford, he ain't beat no one but Spence. Yeah. He ain't beat no one but Spence. And I have to say, to be honest, if you followed the channel for long enough, I've been saying that, man. I was hating on. I thought Crawford could beat Spence, to be fair. That's where I was leaning. I did think it would be closer. But really, he's beat one. Can you even say his prime? I'm not going to take it away from Crawford. I'm not going to say, oh, well, he had a car crash. Whoop-de-whoop. But he's beat one top dude. Let's call it a spade here. He's beat one top dude. The rest are Bummingtons, is the truth. Name me another name that stands out who done something. At any weight class. There's not any names who went on to do other things. They're Bummingtons. You can argue OIB. Crawford's that good. Maybe. Anyway, here's the bars from... He wasn't that good against Madrimov. He stunk the place out, man. That's the part I'm making. One hit wonder. Listen, I was sucking Crawford off. I was telling you, man, Crawford's going to whoop the orange out of Canelo. That's what I was telling you, man. And now I think I put $40 on. The odds was mad. What betting account was it? I think it was actually this one here. I'm not trying to give you man a plug or nothing, but I put 40 quid on. Bash! These odds was mad. You can basically get Canelo for this fight, Crawford versus Canelo. Yeah, you can get Canelo at 50-50. It's ridiculous. Yeah, even here, it's still more or less there. Look, you put a tenner on Canelo, you get £7.80 profit back. That's ridiculous, man. For a man who sucked at 154 and he's going up another 2 weight classes. All Canelo's got to do is stand there like this, yeah, plod forward. Crawford's going to be backpedaling, slapping it. The shots will bounce off. The shots, even when Crawford upped the ante in the last few rounds against Madrimov, who's, again, an amateur pro. He's had 10 fights. The shots is bouncing off. And that's Madrimov. Madrimov ain't no Canelo, man. Madrimov ain't no Canelo. He's not. Yes, Canelo has peaked. Crawford's 50 years old himself. We don't know. Arguably, we saw the peak of him against Spence. That Madrimov fight sucked, and it wasn't the fact it just sucked for me. His whole body language, he felt something in there from Madrimov. He was like backing up. Crawford was all over Spence. Yes, Madrimov was herky-jerky. Yes, Madrimov wasn't throwing much, which didn't open up opportunities. That said, I've seen videos. Crawford was getting his head banged off with the right hand. Yeah, from a 154 pounder, who's not Canelo. So if your head's pinging from 154 pound... How good's Madrimov? We don't know how good Madrimov actually is. He's done nothing. He's had 10 fights and ain't fought no one worth toffee. Is the truth. That's the fact. Look how good people thought Tim Tszyu was. Oops. Got his head bopped off. So, you can't give people credit. Terence Crawford fought someone who was green, and some people thought he lost that fight. I thought he won the fight, but he was close. Life and death in that fight. He went into that fight a 7-1 favourite, and he came out a 50-50 stinker, man. Is the truth. So you tell me I can get Canelo at 50-50? I'm chewing your hand off, man. And if I had more bread, I'll be piling it on right now. That's ridiculous odds. Completely ridiculous. He's already come up. Wait there. He looked great at 147. He comes up to 154, stinks the place out, and people are still telling me that he's going to go up another 2 weight divisions. Another 2. Not even just 1, another 2. And just blow Canelo's back out. If you could, people, my base case is, if Crawford could blow Canelo's back out, he'd look phenomenal against Madrimov. Whatever you say about Canelo, he's not a Madrimov, man. He's not a Madrimov. He's a seasoned vet. Yeah, that's what he is. And Crawford will feel the power, like everyone else has, apart from Bivol. That's the truth. Who's been in it with Canelo who hasn't felt the power? That's the question. Big old dudes as well. Are they as talented as Crawford? Maybe not. They're bigger though. That matters, people. That does matter. I'm sorry, it matters. Yeah, when you're bigger, the shots don't hurt as much. They just don't. It's just one of them. You feel the shot and you think, oh, that's sweet. It don't hurt much. Less skill. People with more skill but can't punch. Clearly, people. Otherwise, I knew I would come up and just knock everyone out of heavyweight. Yeah? And I think we've seen the tipping balance now. He looks Crawford was going life and death at 154, so stop telling me it's 50-50. I'm not saying he can't win, I'm saying it's ridiculous at 50-50. You got to be smoking the wacky backy 24/7 to think that. Anyway, here's the bars from Canelo. Aaron Crawford, bigly.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy but I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence?
So you heard the bars there from Canelo, and these are on. I think these are fair bars. He's had one phenomenal performance, and you can argue it's a fair point to make. Crawford does turn up for the big events. I think that's fair to say at this point. How old's Canelo? So Canelo's 34, and by the time the fight happens, he'll be 35 in September 25. That's what Turkey's leaked to us, man. Now, let's see how old Crawford is, because Crawford's long in the tooth, man. He's long in the tooth. He might be 49 or 39 or something. Yeah, so by the time September comes around, he's going to be 38. These are the wrong you know what I mean? They're the wrong years, man. 35 is one thing, 38. Usyk's doing it. Crawford does live clean. Canelo lives clean as well. So there's factors here. I don't know what people are smoking to think this is 50-50, man. Crawford has a chance, for sure. Not 50-50, he don't have a chance. Not from what I saw in that last fight. If he went in there, and lit Madrimov's ass up like he stole something, and he wasn't backpedaling, and like some people are arguing, well, YB, it's like Usyk versus Chisora. Crawford was doing it to lure out Canelo. I didn't see that. Because when he started putting his foot down in rounds 10, 11, 12, after his trainer told him it might be close, yeah, it wasn't like he started whooping him. It was, okay, you're doing better. It wasn't a lighting up in. And that's 154. Them shots will bounce off Canelo like you wouldn't believe. We've seen Canelo in there with Kovalev. The shots are bouncing off, man. And that's a big old oath. Kovalev's a big old oath, man. Shots are bouncing off. But Bivol the only one. And that was... I think Bivol would have whooped his ass at 168, to be fair, but he need that size. Take Bivol. If Bivol was coming from 135, he'd have done nothing. That fight... Canelo still won 4 rounds, right? Or 3 or 4 rounds. So if Bivol hadn't been coming from 135, he'd have done nothing. He'd have lost that fight, is my base case. It took him being that big for them skills to translate. You need size at some point. And at 168, Crawford's going to need size. He couldn't really get... Madrimov was stalking him. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Madrimov was putting the foot pressure. His hands weren't going. But, listen, if you're getting pressured by 154, amateur, essentially. He's had 10 fights. Amateur Madrimov, who's brand spanking new, never been in a big fight. And you get in there, man, and Canelo whacks you on your arm. We've got the evidence for it. Jamal Charlo is probably about the same size as Crawford. Arguably bigger. He's taller, for sure. He's quite hard as well. What happened to him? He got whacked on him. He didn't want to know nothing about it, man. He didn't want nothing to do with it. He just didn't want nothing to do with it at all. Like most people, don't want nothing to do with it, man. They don't. Plant. I mean, he's a solid dude. He's maybe not Crawford's level, but he's bigger, is the point I'm making. At some point, there's a trade-off between size and skill. You can be as skillful as you want. If you're not big enough, it kind of balances out. Crawford might be better than Plant, but it balances out, man. His size. That's how the fight will look. It will look like Plant versus Canelo. Crawford's shots will bounce off Canelo like you wouldn't believe. You never see shots bounce off like it. I'm telling you now, for free. The shots will bounce off. Seriously, proper bounce off. Even if he hits him clean at boing, just go flying off. Canelo walked down Golovkin twice. Yeah? In the last 2 fights, he stuck it on him. Now, the edge here for Crawford is definitely the back straight. If he can keep it competitive for a few rounds, then we're talking. But if he's blowing, because he's had pressure put on him, and if he's felt something, he ain't going to be doing nothing. He'll go into it like everyone else does. Ooh. Ow. Ow. This little orange looking dude, man, he whacks hard. And that hurts. I'll just survive this and be a loser on points. Like everyone else is with Canelo, really. Yeah? A loser on points. That's what we see here. I got Canelo versus Crawford going 12 rounds. Decision for Carrot Top. Yeah, that's what I've got happening here. But fair play to Crawford. I want to see it, to be fair. Canelo didn't want it. Crawford did want it. So I was hating on Canelo. Whether I hate on Canelo for ducking the fight or not, if the fight happens, which it's looking like it is now, Canelo whip his ass. Yeah, the same way I believe Canelo whipped Benavidez' ass, man. Benavidez can't punch. Benavidez can't punch, man. Benavidez went life and death with dude. Vosdik, 50-year-old Vosdik. He went life and death with him. He can't punch. He can't punch. Listen, the volume and whatever else, whatever. I'm going with the puncher. That's what I'm doing. The pressure. That's where I'm going. What's Crawford can do? Faff around. He was comfortable with Avanesian. Avanesian's Avanesian's certainly a 147 pounder. Small dude. Crawford was comfortable because he could handle the power. You put Canelo in there. It's not how it's gonna look, people. It's really not. He's not gonna be comfortable at all. He wasn't comfortable with Madrimov. He wasn't sitting there, you know what I mean? In the Avanesian fight, he was proper rocking and rolling and whatever else. In the Madrimov fight, he was proper shitting himself. Listen, if he beats Canelo, we can all look back and say, well, he was luring Canelo in. That was Crawford's coming out party. Yeah? He's been shunned his whole career. Turkey put him on a big card in LA. He was supposed to come out and show the world. So if you have to believe that he's playing 10th dimensional chess, oh no, he was playing possum to lure in Canelo. That's what you have to believe. I don't think it works like that in boxing, man. If you can take someone's head off, yeah, in boxing, you take the head off. You don't, I could knock him spark out, but I'm going to lure Canelo in. No one, you might possibly contemplate that before the bell goes. Once that bell goes, if someone's standing there and you can clip them, you're not going to sit back and, I just don't believe that. I'm sorry. I find that's a big stretch for me. It's not how it works in reality. No one savors a KO trying to plan 10 fights down the line or one fight down the line. No one does that, man. So he wasn't doing that. He found his level, in my opinion. His level is a 154. He'll settle in there. He probably beat most people at 154. Yeah? Let's get him in here with Murtaza Aliyev, man. He ain't playing. He played for keeps. Murtaza Aliyev played for keeps. Ask Tim Tszyu. he's still like, whoa, bro. I don't know what happened, bro. Listen, Tim Tszyu's a warrior, though. I ain't hating on him, but I'm just calling a spade here. Yeah? Tim Tszyu fucked around and he found out. Yeah? Them bear, man. Them Habib Dons, they ain't playing. They play for keeps. And he kept his brain cells. Bah, she's like, woo. Yeah? So that's what, get Crawford ass in there, Murtaza Aliyev. That's what he needs to do. Murtaza Aliyev, too big, too strong. Now I'm joking, but listen. That fight will be interesting as well. That's not what's happening, though. You heard the bars from Canelo. Crawford's now responded to the bars from Canelo and said the following. Where are we? He replied. Here we go. So the video's there, the reply's here. He said, lol, that's crazy. So every fighter I've fought is not good, but one, Errol Spence. Noted, Crawford said. Just remember what you said, because I've always had the joy in making somebody's look like nobodies. That's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. You've done it once, though. What's somebody? I'm being funny. It's not his fault, necessarily. Crawford did want them fights, to be fair to him. Yeah. But even then, you got in there with Sean. To be fair, you got in there with Sean Porter, and that was a stinker. He was getting boxed up. Yeah, you turned it on at the end kind of thing, but that was a stinker as well. Yeah. Sean Porter wasn't actually knocked out. He got stopped, but he wasn't knocked out. He got stopped because his dad said, don't take no more damage, we're cashing out. He didn't actually blow his back out, is the truth. Yeah. Sean Porter's a solid fighter again. What do you know about Sean Porter? A pressure fighter on your ass. He's not no Canelo, man. He's damn sure not no 168 Canelo, is he? Come on, people. You was having trouble with Sean Porter, who's a solid dude. He's not Canelo. I don't care what no one. You can slag off Canelo all you want. Sean Porter's not Canelo, and he's not 168, is he? And what often happens when people get stoppages or whatever, people forget what happened before. It's a bit like Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. That fight sucked. It was a stinker. He got a wicked KO and everyone's, oh, forget about that. Not really. Yeah. the rounds before the stoppage. Let's have a look at the results actually. Crawford box rec. The reason Crawford came out strong against Porter was because his trainer said that the rounds might be close. So Crawford's got a habit of this. Madrimov, he let the rounds go close. Porter, he let the rounds go close. And yes, he caught Sean Porter. That's leaky dicky Sean Porter, man. Comes running for Sean Porter comes running in, yeah, literally. There's videos of it. Sean Porter will jump in like this, like arm hooking, wide hooking, chin in the air like this, and he'll jump in like this. Renowned for it, leaping in, leaning over his lead foot, leaping in. He's renowned for that. Canelo ain't leaning in like that, man. He's like this. Yeah, if Canelo leads off with a hook, his chin's stuck here, bash. Yeah, he's not. Leaky deaky Sean Porter, man. Stop playing. He's not big either. He's not big as Canelo, man. Sean Porter's got quicker feet, probably. Where are we? Sean Porter, here we go. So it went 10 rounds. One judge had Crawford winning by 1 round. In fact, 2 judges had Crawford up by only 1 round after 9. Oops. You went life and death. Yes, you people, listen. Yes, he got the stoppage. Fair play to him for doing that. Fair play for Sean Porter quitting. That's what really happened. He didn't get stopped. Sean Porter jacked. Is what happened. Yeah. Fair play for that. But in the meantime, you have to believe then that Crawford's going to be losing on points after 10 rounds and then clip Canelo. That's what this evidence would imply. Yeah? Crawford was going life and death with Sean Porter, 147 pounder. Little dude, like 5'2". Going life and death with him. And then got a KO. If you're only winning by a round against Sean Porter, you're going to be down 2 or 3 rounds by round 9. You get what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? Knock Canelo out? Forget about it. If Crawford knocked Canelo out, number one, I'll say it's a big cabal scam. Ridiculous. There's no way that happens. There's no way he knocks Canelo out. There's no way he knocks Canelo out, ever. So if it did happen, it would be a cabal scam to bump my money, for sure. Outside of that, what are you hoping on? He could barely outbox Sean Porter for 10 rounds. That's the truth. Yeah? Madrimov, again. He won that fight. Both judges, 2 judges had him winning by a round. Another judge had him winning by 2 rounds. This is the evidence we've got, people. Have David Avanesian. Okay, he scored Avanesian. Fair play to him. Listen. I want to see it, to be fair to him. He wanted this fight. I want this fight. There's nowhere else for Canelo to go. He's fighting bums anyway. This is the fight to make. Yeah? And I respect Crawford. Even though he fixing to get some, I respect him for rolling the dice. Yeah, a lot of people, they play it safe. They say, oh, who was it who stayed at their career for ages? I'm trying to think of an example. There's been examples of it. Golovkin even. Golovkin just sat down at 160 and just, I don't know what was wrong with him. He ducked Andre Ward. Fact. And he just stayed at 160. That's whack. That's whack, in my opinion. You can respect it to some extent. You don't need to if you can dominate at that weight class, but you couldn't because Canelo came up there and whooped your ass in the second fight. He did. He won that second fight. He lost the first. Canelo lost the first fight and he won the next 2. Oops. He walked Golovkin down. I've never seen Golovkin go back before. Yeah. So I rate Carrot Top for that. For me, that was Carrot Top's best fight. He went in there against the Big Drama Show, and the Big Drama Show comes out of the fight saying, "Oh well, my trainer said I should box." Said no pressure fighter ever. No pressure fighter starts boxing unless they felt something, unless they don't really fancy it anymore. I don't believe that. Yeah, you don't make a career of sticking it on people and then decide to change for the judges. No one does that, man. You felt something in there. Golovkin felt something. And even in the third fight, he was super respectful of Canelo. So even Golovkin, a hardened kind of war criminal, he respected Canelo in the last 2 fights. He didn't want nothing to do with it, man. Really. He respected it. Seriously. He proper respected Canelo. He did. So if Golovkin at 160, a career 160 pounder, is feeling something, who's hard as nails, forget about it. Crawford will see it. He might end up getting shattered bones. Yeah? After Canelo whacks him on the shoulder, his femur bones might shatter, seriously, because he's too light in the back. The bones ain't them 135 pound bones ain't made for 168. They're not. They'll fray and shatter, and he'll be hobbling out the ring. And I'm not saying he gets knocked out, but I'm saying he'll get whacked on the arm, and the vibration will go down to his femur, and his calf will give way. Seriously. Something like that. You best believe it. Anyway, so you've seen them bars there. He also kind of clowned on... So Canelo put a video out a while ago, banging the heavy bag. And obviously, there's a few homosexuals who said... Here we go. This homosexual here said, "Oh, folks are thinking Crawford is just standing in front of him like this punching bag. It kills me. This is made for social media videos." So I'm saying, "Oh, Crawford's going to move. He's not Floyd. I'm sorry. Maybe he's going to prove he's Floyd. He's not Floyd. Crawford's not Floyd. If Crawford was Floyd, Madrimov wouldn't have been picking his head off with the same shot 3 times in a row. Seriously, what's that fight? Watch the highlights. But Madrimov couldn't miss with a backhand. Just kept slapping him right in the mouth with it. I never saw Floyd get caught with 3 straight backhands. Not that I'm a historian. Maybe it did happen. Bong, bong, bong. Come on, people. He's not Floyd. He's not. He's not as trick. He's not as. He's more aggressive than Floyd, and he's a bigger puncher than Floyd. Punch for punch. He's not as mystical as Floyd. Floyd is proper like a cat. Floyd's closer to a cat than he's a boxer. He's got crazy reflexes. His feet they kind of ping to another place in the ring. Crawford's not as... He's not that, in my opinion. So it won't look like Floyd versus Canelo. And even if it did, complete different circumstance. Canelo's seasoned now. He's up in weight classes. He's not drained to his boots. To be honest, Canelo versus Floyd, prime for prime. I can still see Floyd winning it, to be honest. Canelo wouldn't be able to set his feet. And it'd be a stinker, no doubt about it. There'd be no damage done. But Canelo would struggle now with Floyd. Crawford's not Floyd. Bottom line. That's what he's not. Anyway, as far as the specificities go, for the Crawford and Canelo situation, it's been confirmed somewhere. Here we go. Crawford vs Canelo is reportedly now in process of being finalized for September in Las Vegas. The fight will take place at 168 for Canelo's super middleweight world titles with no rehydration clause. So again, salute to Crawford. Then again, Canelo was never going to accept it with a rehydration clause. So but either way, fair play to Crawford. This is how it should be. You go up there and you try your best at that weight. No Moody Ben Conahen. Moody rehydration clauses, man, that's whack. Canelo's used rehydration clauses, and guess what? That was also whack. Don't like it. Yeah? Moving on, you can see here these Mexican Donnies. They leaked. So Canelo and Turkey are reportedly negotiating a free fight deal that would include Terence Crawford in September. So the rumour is now both of them, Crawford and Canelo, are going to fight in May. Now, who will they fight? This video here is subtitled, but we know Canelo got stripped for the IBF, and the current champion is William Skull. So these Mexican dudes are speculating that, which makes sense, Canelo's going to fight William Skull in May to re-undisputed the belts, and then fight Crawford in September, which makes perfect sense. That said, though, I don't really like... Crawford needs a 168 fight. Now, I'm not sure. You'd need some politicking. The IBF's the most butt-tight organisation. But you'd need some politicking. I think, really, Crawford should fight Skull. That gives him a very easy, no-power introduction to 168. Let Crawford get a fight at 168, which, by the way, is rumoured to be the plan anyway, obviously. Canelo's going to fight Skull in May, and then Crawford's going to fight a 168-pounder in May. And then they come together in September. I think, why not have Skull fight Crawford? Then you've got a unification fight in September. Rather than Canelo, who's already... Canelo's already established at 168. He doesn't need another belt. He doesn't need to fight William Skull. William Skull is going to do nothing for him. Whereas Crawford... Obviously, I'd have Crawford whooping Skull, but it'll be... There's more intrigue there. Even for the September fight. If Crawford's a champion, there's more intrigue. What's the point having one man have 4 belts when you could just... Given how... It's not like William Skull's a proper hard fight. This guy can't punch with toffee, seriously. This guy's from the Paulie Malignaggi bloodline. No doubt about it. I looked into him. Look at this guy. He can't punch with toffee, man. 39% KO ratio against bums. You can't punch a lick, people. Not for toffee can he punch. Look here, look. 8 rounds. Decision. A complete decision machine. Can't punch with toffee. Yeah? He's a Cuban style, so come on, people. You're going to stink the place out. Let Crawford get in there with him. Get him acclimatized. He's a champion. God knows how they made him champion, man. IBF be bugging hard. He's a champion. Let Crawford go in there. Get a taste. A very easy taste. The best taste you can get, really. For a champion. For champion's sake. I'd get in there with William Skull, man. Seriously, I would. I'd take my chances. No doubt about it. I'd get in there with this guy. Man, you can't punch. You can't punch with toffee. Will you get punched up? Probably would get punched up, but the point is, there's a bunch of bums here. Look at this guy here, look. Peep this one here, people. William Skull went life and death. An 8-round stinker, no knockdowns, with a man who's 26 and 25. Yeah, this Abel Nicolas Adriel, who's been KO'd 6 times. So 6 random dudes have KO'd this dude. And William Skull, the IBF champion, couldn't KO them. I'm telling you now, I'd take my chances. I would. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'd go straight in there. Yeah, for the belt. So, there's no point. It'd piss me off to some extent to see Canelo in there with Skull. That's just a complete waste of time. He's worse than Bumlanga. He's worse than Munguia. At least with Crawford, it'll still be a stinker, but it's Crawford's introduction. Gets him a belt. So it levels the playing field. Otherwise, you're going to have Canelo have a complete rubbish stinker fight, and then Crawford's still got to find an opponent. Get this guy on Crawford, and let Canelo fight someone else. Otherwise, you've still got to find an opponent for Crawford. Who's he going to fight at 168? Right, you ain't going to get an easier fight than this guy's Skull. So why would the guy moving up to 168, Crawford, why would he get a harder fight than Canelo, essentially? If you pick anyone at 168, they're going to be harder than William Skull, in my opinion. So Crawford should get the easier touch, and Canelo should get someone more established. Because this William Skull is not established. His best win is against... Oh, apparently he's a 4-star dude, though. Vladimir Shishkin. Shish Kebab. So William Skull beat Vladimir Shish Kebab for the IBF belt. But who is Vladimir Shish Kebab for? No one knows, man. No one knows who it's for, man. No one knows who this guy's for. No one knows, people. No one knows who this guy's for. So he's fought no one. Himself. There you go, people. Anyway. There's the bars. Exciting fight. Can't wait for it. My coins are up already. I've already uploaded the coins. And when some more odds come out for Canelo on points, I'm going to be boosting them ones up as well. Yeah, we got till September to hit this lick. This is a 78% return on investment lick, people. Where are they doing that at? Ridiculous. What's Crawford can do? What's he going to do, man? He's not going to do nothing. He'll do nothing. For real. It'll be an interesting fight, but he'll do nothing. That's what will happen. He'll get in there. He'll do nothing. Yeah? And he'll go into survival mode. He'll go into I'm losing on points mode. He's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. 0% chance. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it.